All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it, shoot, I always forget, 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I'm Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. Looks like we've got a ton of people who probably are out enjoying the longest day of the year, because I only see one person in the chat stream. That is Jova's Angel. Aloha, glad to see you here this evening. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend, and it looks like we've got Rick in the house saying, hey, Mad Statter and Chatterers. Darlene also in the house. Big shock there. All right. So, if I'd been thinking of doing things the right way, I would have downloaded some pictures that Rick and Darlene have shared with me, but I completely spaced, so I'm not going to do that. I guess on Wednesday we'll have to talk about their remodel, but I can say I will be talking about completely adult-oriented topics like faucets and repairing a sink and plumbing. So be forewarned, this is an adults-only conversation. Why? Because the children will get so bored, they will roll their eyes and leave the room. This is one of those shows where it is adults only, but not for the reason you might think. Ruh-roh, Wednesday we're going to be in the cabin for a few days. Okay, well then maybe we'll have to push it out till next weekend. And yes, happy Father's Day to all the dads and father figures out there. I hope that your Father's Day was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My Father's Day, today that is, was spent working or watching someone work in my kitchen. We will get into the details about that, but first, why don't we just get the party started, shall we? Let's do it. All right, this was a huge endeavor. We went multiple times to stores to pick stuffs out we needed for all this remodel. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. From picking up the wrong parts to like realizing once you get in the room, oh no, I don't like how that faucet handle looks or whatever. Yes, back and forth to the hardware store during a remodel. There's no two ways about it. If for no other reason, sometimes you might get faulty parts or things like that. For instance, once I thought I was smart enough, and hey Shaq, good to see you. I thought I was smart enough that I could change the interior, the insides of my toilet, right? So I got the little inside toilet kit or whatever, and I got it home, and lo and behold, boom, they didn't give me everything that I needed. All the insides of the toilet were not insides of the box. So the box that I took off the shelf didn't have a part that I needed. And of course I didn't realize that at first, but then eventually I did, and either way, had to go back to the hardware store. And let's see here. No worries about today's conversation topics. I'm helping Ohana and friends occasionally with handyman stuff. Oh man, I wish you were, well, maybe I don't wish you were closer, but right now I kind of wish you were closer because you see, I don't know if you guys know what one of these things is. But this here, right here, has caused me some really, really, really big headaches. This is a faucet cartridge, a shower cartridge, faucet cartridge, exactly, yeah. And I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, I told you, hey, my hot water is very slow in dispensing out of the kitchen faucet. Kitchen faucet, for the most part, just has a tiny little stream of hot water, and it's very frustrating. And I've learned to live with it, but it is frustrating. And many people, plumbers and homeowners alike, have said, oh, I think you just need to replace your cartridge. Sounds like you've got a bad cartridge in your faucet. Great, excellent, okay. At the time, I didn't know what a cartridge was, so I didn't know what they were talking about, didn't know how to describe it to people, didn't know nothing. Anyway, then I went and had a stroke, right? So I go have that stroke, And while I'm having that stroke, my sister comes to my house to feed my cats, and she notices that there is a load of dishes in the sink. And so she was being thoughtful, and she washed the dishes that were in my sink while I was in the hospital, and that was great. While she was washing the dishes, she was noticing that my hot water was all messed up. So she told me, hey, dude, your hot water's all messed up. I think it's the cartridge. And I said, yeah, that's what everybody says. She's like, I can totally fix that. And I said, I'd really rather if you didn't, because my house has a tendency, it's really old. Once you start one thing, it screws with something else and a bigger problem shows its face. And I'd really just like to keep this problem at the level it is. So please don't fix this. So she did. The next day, she decided to ignore my request, and she fixed it. She replaced the old cartridge that didn't work, this one right here, with one that presumably does. When she was done fixing it, I had absolutely no hot water at all. No hot water at all. I mean, I had it in my bathroom, I had it in my shower, but in my kitchen, not even a stream of hot water was coming out. It was just all cold. Colder than cold, actually. And so that didn't fix it. So she came back later she thought she figured out what she'd done wrong, and so she fixed it, but still no hot water. And oh yeah, she turned the hot water valve back on. The hot water is flowing. The hot water is not the issue. The hot water is flowing. The line is there. The hot water is there. But nope, the proper cartridge, absolutely the exact same cartridge, numbers and everything. But after 3 times of fixing it, I've got no hot water. So I don't know. So, and at this point, she's just like, well, I've done everything I can do. It must be your supply lines. And it's like, well, but I understand that I don't understand enough to understand what really is going on. But what I do know is if the problem was in the supply lines, why was hot water able to come out with this cartridge, but not the new one? I mean, yeah, it wasn't a lot of hot water. It was a little bit of hot water. But if it's with if the problem's my supply lines, why could it get out of this one? And see, here we go. Mama Sean is coming in with the reality. OMG, we just went through that, but with 3 faucets, but we actually had to replace the entire faucets because it was due to the buildup in the line at the faucet above the filter. And see, that's exactly what I'm thinking could be the shutoff valve under the sink going bad. Well, the shutoff valve works both to shut it off and to turn it on. We know that because we had a explosion of hot water coming through the lines today. And I used the word explosion, not even in, but the hot water line is, at least up until it hits the faucet, the hot water line is fine. But she said there is kinks in the whatever, which can cause problems, but the kinks were there when this filter worked. Or not a filter, I'm sorry, when this cartridge worked. So ultimately what it boils down to is I think I'm going to have to just get a new faucet. Mama Sean, it sounds like you're reinforcing that. But I cannot, do I have no, we don't know. Our water here isn't very hard at all. We don't need to use, softeners or anything like that. Now, granted, the cartridge and the faucet is 20 years old. So it's quite possible that, and to be fair, my hot water heater is even older than that. And to be fair, my hot water heater probably does need to be replaced. I really wish I wasn't talking about this because that just... It's awakening it's awakening the house gods Like, oh, that's right. Your hot water does need to be replaced. Let me bring this to fruition. And there could be sediment in the hot water lines, which then have maybe clogged the filter, blah, blah, blah. Have I ever changed out the electrode in the water heater? No, I don't even know what that is. And so not the supply line, but there's a fine mesh in the faucet intake above the supply lines. Just replace the faucet. Yeah, and my best guess is, Mama Sean, is you're probably nailing it. It's just really frustrating that I did have hot water before, albeit a slow stream, and now I have none. And what ultimately frustrates me the most is I asked and requested this, not like I didn't want the help. I didn't want it to be fixed. But now it's fixed. Except for it's not. It's in worst case. I really wish that when people say they don't want something, people would really listen to what they say. Like, I don't want you to do this for me. Don't do it for them then. Please don't. And I'm not trying to yell at you guys, but I've been very frustrated for the last 3 weeks since June 3rd, when I got out of the hospital and had no hot water in my kitchen. So it's not been 3 weeks yet, 3 days. I very specifically asked you not to do this. And you went and did it for me anyway, because you thought you were going to be helping. But when a homeowner tells you, don't mess with my house, you don't know what you're getting into. A homeowner might know their house, you know? I'm very frustrated. But, yeah, she thought she was being helpful, but it's just like, I understand, and that's why it's like it's hard to be mad, because the intention was pure and good, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and I could see this coming. I knew something, I really wish I didn't have this on my plate as well. I've got other things I'm dealing with. So, yeah, and so let's see here. Check, yep, sacrificial electrode rod up from top of water heater. It corrodes, so water heater lasts longer before it rusts out. Got it, right, yeah. It's correctly called an anode. Okay, whatever. All right, okay, yeah, no, didn't even know about that thing. Yeah, and right, exactly. It's like she meant well, but at the same time, it's so incredibly frustrating when. But ultimately, Mama Sean, I think what's really going to happen is I'm going to get into debt on my credit card, and I'm going to replace my hot water heater and replace my faucet all in one fell swoop. Because obviously, well, because I do need to replace my hot water heater, and I've known that for years now. I've just stupidly put it off. So that just needs to be done. So I guess this is maybe a blessing in disguise that I'm having to deal with this, but yeah, yes, exactly, Picola T. We're chatting about adult stuff today. That's exactly what I said at the beginning. I was like, this is an adult conversation. The kids will be bored out of their minds and they will leave the room. And let's see here. Mama Sean, yep, occasionally need to drain a few gallons from the water heater, get rid of sediment buildup for more efficient water heater. Yeah, and there's definitely sediment in my water heater. I know this because when we had the quote-unquote hot water explosion today, the hot water was coming out of the lines into the catch bucket, very brown, red, iron, like very sediment rich. So I know that my hot water heater has sediment. So I definitely need to be, getting a new one without a doubt. But, I just, like I said, man, I had a stroke in May. I'd really rather not have this on my platter as well. And let's see here. Yep, I hear you have MRIs tomorrow night, bright and early on your shoulder. It still hurts extremely, hard to sleep, even soundly. Something is up with that now. Oh no, dude, that totally sucks, Darlene. But oh, and Pocoti, someone probably already said this. No, they did not, but you are right. Glad it's happening in the summer instead of the winter. You know, that's a good point. I probably should recognize the blessings in that and use the summer as sort of a countdown clock for you need to get this taken care of before the end of summer, because in winter this could be a whole fork of a lot worse. So yeah, actually these are good things. I'm very glad we're having this discussion, even though mostly I've just been ranting and bitching and complaining to all y'all. But you guys are sort of confirming that things were probably installed correctly, but other stuff is just all forked up. I still don't understand why changing out the cartridge suddenly makes it so no hot water, but whatever. And in your area, the city requires a permit for replacing a water heater. Oh my, Jehovah's Angel. What city are you? Are you like up in Los Angeles or something? I don't think I need to get a permit, but I know several people who install hot water heaters for like as part of their job, so they would probably be able to tell me whether or not I need a permit. I don't think I need a permit though, but okay, I'll get one if I need to. And hey, it looks like Andre is in the house throwing down all sorts of gift subs, and it also looks like Verity is in the house. Good to see you, Verity. Andre, in case you are wondering what's going on today, we're talking about adult things, and by adult things I mean things like plumbing and kitchen faucets and hot water heaters. None of that exciting stuff. None of the booze-a-hall, none of the drugs, none of the smoking cigarettes. Nope, just appliances and faucet cartridges. Oh, Northern California. Okay, huh. Well, you know what though, Jova, California in generally is pretty they got a lot of rules and regulations, more so than other places. So I'm gonna hope and assume I don't have to get that permit situation going on. But I will ask the proper people that I know would know the answer. And Picoti, good point. Hot water heaters are so much more efficient these days, if that's some consolation. Yeah, and my hot water heater is, I mean, it's at least 22 years old, because I've lived in this house for 22 years, but I don't think it was new when I bought the house. So it's older. It's definitely older than 20 years old. And so, in Oakland, you need, and I'm not, Andre. Yeah, in Oakland, you need a permit to replace a hot water heater. That just seems weird to me, frankly, but okay. But like I was saying to Jova, I'm not exactly, surprised to hear that California is a little over the top with their rules and regulations and the like. So there's that. But hey, Darlene, okay, so you're back to the MRI. In theory, okay, so I don't, we're going backwards in topic here for a second. So when I had the stroke and I was in the hospital, they weren't able to see, they did a bunch of CAT scans or CT scans, and they were never able to really like see it happening. So they said we might do an MRI to see whether or not it was a full-blown stroke or a TIA, a transient ischemic attack, or I don't know how to say the middle word. Anyway, and so they thought they were going to do an MRI, but they never did. And so they did say, well, you might get one in outpatient. Anyway, I talked to my neurologist this last Monday, so almost a week ago, on the phone, and it was the first time I talked to him, and he was super pissed that they didn't run or didn't do an MRI on me in the hospital. And so he was asking me a few questions, and I answered them, and he was like, okay, yeah, it sounds like you'll be able to take the MRI. So the next day, an MRI tech called me, And she's like, I might be scheduling your appointment. But she asked, and she's like, I've got a few questions to ask you first. And she pretty much asked me the exact same questions that the doctor asked. And when I answered them the same way with the doctor and her, the doctor was like, yeah, you should be able to get one. Her, however, she was like, no, I don't really know if you can get one. And the reasons why, so the things that I answered yes to, I have a plate in my leg, but it's titanium, so I wouldn't think that that's an issue. But I have a plate in my leg, so that was one of the questions I answered yes to was, do you have any metal? I have appliances in my body, but they're like all plastic. And then I had a fresh tattoo. So I don't know if it's the fresh tattoo, if it's the plate and 6 screws, or if it's the appliance in my belly. But she was like, I don't really know if we're going to be able to give you an MRI. And I haven't heard back from them since. So I guess what I'm asking, Darlene, is are you going to go in the tube? Or are they just like sticking you partway in? And does anybody have any idea why I might not be able to go get a MRI? I've emailed my doctor. I haven't heard back from them yet, but I was kind of confused because I was under the impression that the doctor was under the impression I would be able to. I mean, I don't really want one because it's an extra medical bill, but the doctor seemed super pissed that they didn't do it. Magnetic ink or anything magnetic in my body. But, but the thing is they just asked if it was a fresh like a month, if the tattoo was a month, or if I'd gotten a tattoo in the last month, which like barely the last month I had gotten a tattoo. And so like what, after a month, the metal is non-magnetized in your tattoos. Imaging ASAP helps docs. Some tattoo ink have iron in it. Titanium implant, they deal with them before. Right, yeah, that's what I figured. I've always been told by people who know more than me that my ankle stuff shouldn't be a problem. Titanium isn't magnetic. Right, exactly. And yeah, I know that a lot of the black has iron in it, and then I know that my green has copper in it. I'm just very curious as to like what's going on now all of a sudden, because the doctor's all freaking out. And so Darlene says, yeah, I had to answer those types of questions too, but I'm all clear to go. Honestly, not sure which way they are doing it. I'll find out tomorrow morning. And yes, tattoos was on your questionnaire too. Exactly, yeah. And because apparently if you have like a pacemaker, you totally cannot get an MRI. And so I kind of wonder, what do they do with people who can't get MRIs? They probably have shield or cage for some metal implants. I really don't know. What I don't know about MRIs could fill several books. Yeah, anything electrical would be forbidden for sure. And a pacemaker is absolutely electrical. At least I think it is. And so, Jova, no MRI, get a CAT scan. Yeah, and the CAT scan has already shown that they can't see anything on the CAT scan, is what I can tell you. I had 4 of them. They didn't see nothing. And the neurologist didn't see anything on the CAT scans either. So it's MRI or nothing. I don't really understand the point of getting an MRI, frankly, because it's just like, the neurologist did say, after I told him how it all went down, he did say it sounds more like a TIA, a transient ischemic attack, than a full-blown stroke. But he wants to still look at the MRIs to, like, make sure, I guess, or something. I don't know. And, yeah, it says, Darlene, that was on my questionnaire, too. Pacemakers and types of wires like surgical repairs, but I am good to go, right? And Jova, you had to get an MRI, and you have a titanium rod in your leg, and no shield was needed. Right, yeah, see, I don't think it's my leg, and honestly, it's just like my leg is on the end of my foot, like, or, my plate is on my end, it's right by my foot. My head is what we're doing. Well, do we even need to stick my foot near the machine? Do we even need to stick my foot near the machine? But apparently some machines you have to go all the way in, I guess. I don't know. I'll tell you all about it if and when it happens, but I have no idea. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, so that's all there is with that. I really would like my sync to work, but thanks to all y'all. I guess it's actually a bigger faucet problem than just a cartridge, and my hot water heater needs my attention. These are the words of wisdom I'm leaving with today. And we just started the stream. Only half an hour in, and we've already got words of wisdom. And let's see here. They said even with my knee replacement, I was still to go far enough away not to be an issue. Got it. That's funny. You fell asleep in the MRI. Did they make you wear I've been told it's really loud, so they give you headphones to listen to music and stuff like that. Did you have any headphones on, or did you just fall asleep to the loud caconklings? I don't really know if they make caconkling noises, but I just figured it would be something like caconkling, and I don't know what caconkling really is, but I can hear it in my head. And yep, Shock, we already wished Dad's Happy Dad Day, but that's okay, we can wish him again. And yeah, super loud humming. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Humming. Okay. What is it? Anything like earplugs and earmuffs is all you had? Okay. I've been told that some doctors they let you pick a playlist, of like loud music that you want to listen to, and they give you the little earphones so you can listen to your loud music. And I don't know if that's true or if it's just special doctors that do that, but if I get an opportunity to pick my own playlist, I'm going to listen to the Super Suckers. That's what I'm going to do, because I love the Super Suckers, and they're meant to be played loud. And it goes boing, 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 chatter, boing. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not good. Because, I really, even though it's slightly strange, when I was getting my tattoo the other day, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, the needle, the machine, the buzzing of it, I found it to be so soothing, and I find the sound of a tattoo machine, the buzzing of a tattoo machine to be so soothing that I didn't fall asleep, but I definitely dozed off during parts of it, just because the gentle buzz of the machine is just lovely. But doesn't sound like the MRI has a gentle buzz, or a gentle anything for that matter. So I guess my hopes of a gentle tattoo machine buzz in the MRI, those dreams have been lost. And Andre coming in, okay, aloha again. I could not chat for a bit. Came back, now it works. Oh, that is so funny. I'm not God, so frustrating. Frustrating is the word I meant to say. You guys, I really have noticed. I thought at first I was being hyper aware, but I have noticed finding the right word is very much more of a struggle after this stroke. The other day, I was trying to talk about a rooster, and I said cock, but I really wanted to say rooster, and so I went to correct myself to say rooster, but instead of saying rooster, the next R word that my brain came up with that comes after cock is roach, so I called it a cockroach, even though I meant to call it a rooster. And I know why I called it a cockroach. I called it a cock. Then I went to correct myself to say rooster. But no, if you say cock, it's obviously going to be roach after that. My brain definitely needs some fine tuning. It needs a filter flush. I need to flush the sediment out of my flippin' brain because it is sedimenty. Do I also like the sound of the dental drill as well, Molly? No, Andre, I do not. However, I think I've told you guys this before, and I will tell you again. I enjoy getting the Novocaine shots in my gum. I don't love it, but like when they stick the needle in my gum, it sort of feels like it's like scratching an itch that I just can't. It just, I don't know, getting Novocaine shot into my gums actually is a pleasant sensation to me. And most people freak the flying fork out when I tell them that. And so, Pacola T, post-stroke word struggles or perimenopause word fog? Well, considering I'm post-menopausal by a couple years now, it would be menopausal brain fog. And, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I'm not really sure. And Darlene, you're so sweet. You're still recovering, Molly. Take it slow and try not to speak so fast. Hi, my name is Molly. Are you Darlene? Have we met? I mean... let's see here. Yeah, it needs to repair itself after a stroke. And let's see here. Don't do it. It won't work after. Uh-oh, wait. What am I supposed to not do that won't work after? What am I supposed to not do? Shock, in my post-stroke brain frog, I'm not sure. Don't clear the sediment out of my brain. Oh, right. Yeah. It won't work after. Got it. Brain frog. Exactly. Brain frog. Words are jarred. And let's see here. Jehovah is saying, for MRI, if problem with enclosed spaces, some facilities have open MRI or doc prescribe something to take before MRI to calm you down during the scan. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of enclosed spaces, but I probably could deal with that for that amount. And even though I'm kind of big, they did measure me at the hospital, and I am not too big to go in the MRI tube. And let's see here, man, I do that a lot, but I'm just dyslexic, can't remember people's names unless I say it a lot or hear it a lot. Oh, dude. I am the worst with names. I am the worst with names. In fact, I am so bad with names that one day when I decided that I was going to, like, own up to the fact that I am bad with names, there's this guy that I had known, and I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again and again. I'd known him. He worked at Zippy's Giant Burgers. I'd known him for years. I'd known him for years. And he told me his name. On a couple of occasions, he told me his name. And I could never remember his name. I knew that his name was either Kai or Kyle. I was sure of that. I just couldn't remember which one it was. So finally one day I swallowed my pride and I said to him sheepishly, I know I should know your name. I've known you for years, but I can never remember. Is your name Kai or Kyle? And he looked at me and he said, my name is Lauren. Yeah. That's not Kai or Kyle. It's not anything remotely like Kai or Kyle. Lauren. Yeah, I don't know anybody's name. I don't know nobody's name. Oh my God. I don't know anybody's name. And, a special kind of masochism, Novocaine masochism, Molly kind. That's it. I don't know. It just feels like it's getting an itch I can't scratch. And I do not like going to get dental repairs at all. Drills, caps put on, root canal done. My teeth haven't been the greatest even when I brush and floss and go for regular checkups and cleanings, says Darlene. Yeah, that actually has a lot to do with your teeth your gut biome and your mouth biome. And yeah, some people just are way more susceptible than others, and it's truly apparently has a lot to do with the bacteria that you were exposed to in your mom's birth canal when you were being born affects the health of your teeth. I don't know how it all fits, but yeah, I've heard a couple dentists talk about how when you get born, it affects how your teeth are in later life. And hey, Terry in Scotland, good to see you. Thank you so much for that 1,000 biddies. And Andre, thank you so much for the 600 biddies. Took me a second to count that all. And yes, I do know your name, Darlene, for certain. And let's see. Hey, the only time I went to Zippy's with you, Molly, you remember the guy behind the counter's name well. It seemed like you did. Well, Andre, I feel like, yeah, well, there's either two, it either would have been Jesse, Jesse was the tall, bald, white dude who was at Zippy's a lot. And the other dude, if you remember, and I know that he was there, if he was a black dude, that was Lauren. That's the guy who I was like, is it Kai or Kyle? And no, and I know that Lauren was there when we ate at Zippy's together. So yeah, that guy, that was the infamous. Are you Kai or are you Kyle? I'm Lauren. And of course, you know, so many people laugh at me. They're like, on what world is there a black dude named Kyle? And I was like, in my world, there's a black dude named Kyle. What's wrong with that? But I have actually been given a little bit of shit for thinking his name was Kyle. And I guess in retrospect, I should be given that because his name's Lauren. And let's see, man, that seems like your mommy joke. Your mommy birth canal was so messed up you got bad teeth. Yeah, actually, you could do that in a your mom joke. A black guy named Lauren isn't that common either. I know, right? I mean, totally. So touche, people. Black people can be named whatever the black people want to be named. Kyle, Kai, or Lauren. I know a guy who's named all three. In my world, he is, at least. So let's see here. It was the black guy that day at Zippy's. Yeah, it was Lauren. Yeah, it was Lauren. Yeah, Lauren was the assistant manager. Jesse's the manager. I was friends with both. And Lauren actually lived with somebody who I went to high school with, which is how I got to know Lauren so well. But not so well that I knew his knew his name, apparently. Yeah, not so well that I actually knew his name. You know. And yeah, I remember faces. Well, you know what? Yeah, Andre, you remember faces. I remember faces better than names, but sometimes I don't even remember faces. And that's really embarrassing when I don't even remember the face. Because I remember I met this one guy like 7 times, and like by the 7th time I met him and I said, "It's really nice to meet you," he was just like, "I have met you 7 times." And it was just like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. But it's good to see that Andre and I are both stupid together. We're stupid the same way. All right, let's see here. What do I have for a quick little something? Oh, I know what we can do. We've got a Lono listening break coming up in just a few minutes, probably like 3 minutes, but for a quick switch of the topics, in Hawaii, for those of you who have been, you might have noticed something different about their fire trucks. And I don't really know if you know what I'm talking about, but here we go. Let's talk about Hawaii's fire trucks. Boop.
Hawaii is a state known for its nature and beauty, but an interesting thing I saw while I was in Hawaii was that their fire trucks are not red, but yellow. Why are fire trucks yellow instead of the usual red? Well, starting in the 1970s, scientists realized that yellow is the most visible and safest color at day and night. So in the 1980s, the Honolulu Fire Department decided to change their fire truck colors from red to yellow, and never changed it since. However, the only county department to not adjust to the yellow color is Kauai County. After some time, they reverted back to the red color. Same thing with the Federal Fire Department. But what are your thoughts about this? Hawaii is a state known for its nature and beauty, but an interesting thing I saw while I was in Hawaii was that their fire trucks are not red, but yellow. Why are fire trucks yellow instead of the usual red? Well, starting in the 1970s...
Alright, sorry, I had that on loop, and I didn't mean to have that on loop. So did you know that, y'all? Fire trucks in Hawaii, they're yellow. Except for in Kauai, where they're red. And except for when they're the Federal Fire Department, they're the red. But I can tell you right now, the yellow ones absolutely are easier to see, especially when they're the Dayglow yellow that's almost like, almost like green, almost like this color, only it's a little bit more yellow. And I thought that was interesting that Kauai decided, no, we're gonna go against science and go back to the regular red, because the real deal is red and green are sort of opposite colors of the wheel, the color wheel. And if you're colorblind on that spectrum, you can't really tell red from green apart. And in the green island of the Garden Isle, which is Kauai, it seems like red, it would be the worst possible color they could choose for their fire department, but whatever, they decided. Hey, Sue Hondo, good to see you. We are talking a little bit about Hawaiian fire trucks and how most of them are yellow. But yeah, the fluorescent yellow-green, exactly. But on Kauai, they're still red, or they went back to red. And on Kauai, it's very green in a lot of places. And green and red are, when you're colorblind, are kind of hard to distinguish. So I don't really know if that's such a good idea. And let's see here. Oh, good, Terry in Scotland, you've got your audio sorted out. It sounds like maybe on your streaming you were having some issues and some problems. Good. And Kauai always got to be different, just like No Mongoose. Well, that's a point of pride, man. I mean, that's something they should brag about. And see, Honda, is it you or is it raining? Well, it's not raining here. Is it raining in Southern California where you're at? Oh my God, yes, I hope so. And let's see here. Andre's coming in. Many fire departments use yellow or lime yellow trucks instead of red to increase visibility and reduce intersection collision. The following agencies and departments are known for operating yellow fleets. Hawaii. Most of the state's municipal departments use yellow engines. Honolulu, Maui, and Hawaii County to quickly grab the attention from drivers. Ventura County Fire Department, this Southern California agency utilizes Brig, but I'm going to say bright green yellow is probably what that was going to have to say. And let's see here. It is a bit rainy here, says Darlene. Interesting. And I'm very curious if it is rainy in Southern California, Los Angeles. In Ventura County, all right, this utilizes bright yellow apparatus as part of a long-standing tradition meant to maximize intersection safety. Airport rescue firefighting, specialized aircraft rescue vehicles at airports like those operated by the Port of Oakland and Salt Lake City Fire Department are frequently painted bright yellow-green to meet Federal Aviation Administration visibility standards. Oh, all right, there you go. Well, now you know that bright yellow-green, that is a Federal Aviation Standard. Now we have it. All right, so we are 1 minute late for our Lono listening break. And as per the usual, I like to try to vaguely, maybe-ish, pick the song that has something to do with what we're talking about. All right, well, this song is not about fire trucks at all. But it is, I was chosen for Father's Day, but it's really written about Father Damien of Molokai. So it's a stretch, but this video was made by Molokai Matt, and it features video from Kaulapapa, the actual Hansen's disease / leper colony that Father Damien oversaw and helped all those patients. So let's listen to some Lono, shall we?
This is your life's work, Belgium Molokai. Kana o Molokai. Ue, ue, ue. Nā mea ho'oko kako, ke akua ho'oi kai ka kako. Pilo pane e ne'e on the plains of Makanalua. Makalawau, he hala kona wahi ho'omalu o Kamiano. Kana o Molokai. Ue, ue, ue. To love and serve, we who lost hope, from Saint Philomena out to Saint Joseph, Our Lady of Seven Sorrows, here on our side. Kana o Molokai. Ue, ue, ue. Ue, ue, ue.
All right, there we go. So thank you so much, Jovis, for swinging on in this evening. Hope you have a great dinner with your ohana. And I wonder what it was that was causing the rain sounds that Sihonda heard. I'm glad they have cleared, the audio has cleared up. But okay, so reading what was written during the Lono listening break. Andre was saying that let's see, what did Andre say? Andre said, Terry in Scotland, they paint police cars funny colors in the UK. Terry responds, it's the same as the States. Lots are red, some yellow, some pink. Okay, now Terry, I need you to clarify. Are you telling me that the police cars in the UK are sometimes yellow, sometimes they're red, or sometimes they're pink? Because I can honestly say, I don't think... Oh, police cars, not fire trucks. Right, so yeah, the police cars. Red, yellow, or pink? Because I've never seen a police car that's in the United States that are red or yellow or pink. And I've never seen a fire truck in the United States that's pink. So I'm very confused about what is it that's red, yellow, and pink? Help. Oh, the fire trucks are red, yellow, or pink. Police cars have a strip of checkerboard. Got it. What? Okay. All right. Well, pink. Pink. Like bubblegum pink, fluorescent pink, pastel pink. Like what? Pepto-Bismol pink. What? What? What kind of fire truck is pink? Is I guess what I'm trying to ask here. I don't even know. I don't even. Yeah, okay, the cop cars are like checkered blue and yellow. I've seen those. I know that I was just very confused. I mean, I thought he was talking about police cars when he was saying red, yellow, and pink. Okay, so yes, bazooka, bubblegum, pink. Like, is that like every firehouse might have a pink one, or the pink ones are like the ladder trucks, or the pink ones are like only are in this one city, or what? Well, I don't pink. I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, I understand the words, but I don't understand what you're trying to explain. So, why would you have a pink fire truck? No, some of the fire brigades have pink fire trucks. Okay, well, Terry, you literally just answered my next question, which was going to be, do you know why? But I didn't ask that because I just read you say, why not? So do you know why? Your answer would be, why not? Because it's weird, that's why. But okay, okay. Right, exactly, Darlene. Pink, I'm just like, really... I don't know why that weirds me out as much as it does. Okay, I don't know why it does, but it does. That is just incredibly strange to me. So like, now when you say fire brigades, do you mean like in certain towns, or like? Well, I'm gonna have to do. I guess I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look into this on my own because I've got a lot of questions. So there we go. And the police cars, says Darlene, here are always black and white, but fire trucks are always red. I wonder why they're not yellow, if that's better, more visual. Yeah, I don't know. I know, right, Verity? The Powerpuff FD? Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. And Andre, they got a rainbow fire truck for LGBT month. Okay, all right. And pink for breast cancer awareness, maybe? I guess. That just seems very strange to me. But, yeah, white police cars here too. Yeah, our police cars are either... The Seattle police cars used to be blue, but now they're black. No, they're navy. Now they're navy blue with silver. And then Burien is black and blue. And then the King County Sheriff is green. So, dark green. And then the State Patrol is white. So we've got no red, no yellow, no pink, no crazy colored police cars. Or crazy colored flippin' fire trucks. But, speaking of fire trucks and colors, as I mentioned before, some fire trucks are sort of almost like this color, but more yellow. And why am I showing you this particular bag of nuts from nuts.com? Y'all, this is definitely not sponsored by nuts.com, but I gotta tell you, I made, it's like a forest green. The sheriff's cars are always forest green, pretty much. At least in Kitsap County, they were green as well. And then in King County, they're green. I don't know about Pierce County or other counties, but yeah, dark green. Not green like this, but like, forest green. Like forest green. But this, nuts.com. All right, check this out. I've told you about my Spam fruitcake, and if you don't know about my Spam fruitcake, here's a little thing. Last year, or a couple years ago, I, as a joke, thought of Spam fruitcake. I eventually developed a recipe for it. Last year, I was making Spam fruitcakes for people during the holiday season, and the one thing that everybody kept saying was, I want more Spam in the Spam fruitcake. So now I'm like re-evaluating or retooling my recipe, but I'm also retooling my recipe so I can eventually enter my Spam fruitcake into the Spam cook-off. The Spam cook-off, however, has very distinct rules that limit your number of ingredients, and my Spam fruitcake has too many ingredients because of the number of fruits that I use. However, there's a workaround. If if you can buy pre-packaged multiple ingredients, if you basically, if it comes out of one bag that you bought, that's considered one ingredient. So like if you were to put a trail mix into your thing, and your trail mix includes M&Ms, peanuts, raisins, or where normally that would be three ingredients, but if you buy it all in one bag and it comes with all those, it's only one ingredient. So I found that nuts.com, you can custom blend your own 5-pound bag of trail mix with anything that you want. And so I went through and I ordered my custom blend of trail mix with all of the different fruits that I use in my thing. So now it's only one ingredient, even though it's like 6 or 7. You guys, I just got this. I don't know how to explain this to you. I have never seen fruit this delicious and big. Okay, this is the chunk of pineapple. And it's not, how candied pineapple sometimes can be really hard? This is just like gooey in the middle. That was a huge piece, 3 pieces. This is the date. Juicy, soft, delicious date. So good. Here's another date, not nearly as big. Do you want to see how big and juicy and plump their golden raisins are? Golden raisins, dude. Bigger than my thumbnail. I mean, huge. Huge, huge raisins. Dried cranberries. Dried cranberries. Still in a roundness as opposed to squished flat. Big old dried cherry. Beautiful, beautiful pecans. Big old pecans. In fact, that's a broken one, not one of the pretty ones. I cannot tell you, dude. Nuts.com. So tasty. Delicious. I have no idea. What their actual nuts are. But if they're dry, well, actually the pecans are perfect. But if their dried fruit is any indication, right, those fruits are on steroids, I'm telling you guys. If their dried fruit is any indication, it's fresh, it's not hard and dried, it's chewy and dried. Seriously, they're a little bit expensive, but the quality is top flippin' notch. Nuts.com. And it's the let's see, yeah, it's the, can we, here, hold on, let's try this. It says custom trail mix, and so just go to nuts.com, custom trail mix, and you'll be able to make, it's amazing the assortment that they have. Like, they've got different kinds of raisins. They've got it's just incredible what they have. And so, exactly, Darlene, quality does count. And if it has to be a little bit more pricey, well, then that's literally the price you pay for good quality. And yeah, like I said, not sponsored by nuts.com, but for real, y'all, I would try them. I am really pleased. Later on tonight, I will be making my first batch of Spam fruitcakes with the fruits that I got here. So by Wednesday, I'll be able to tell you whether or not it turns into a good fruitcake, but I don't see why it won't. And some dried fruit fryers have fruit drying capability. I told Benny Bo to make dried mango with his. Oh, you mean the air dryers? Air fryers. Okay. Oh, some air fryers. Got it. Oh, I never thought about air frying to do double duty as a dehydrator, but that kind of makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And I just looked it up. Molly Burien has to share a fire department with Normandy Park. I wouldn't say we share all of our fire departments with Normandy Park, but yeah, we have 2 fire departments in Burien, or firehouses in Burien proper, but then there's one that's like in between Normandy Park and Burien. Normandy Park is a much smaller town than Burien. It's actually more accurate to say that Normandy Park shares their, like, Burien has the fire department, Normandy Park gets to use it, kind of thing. We're, but yeah, we do, if it's a big enough fire down in Normandy Park, our people go help fix it, and if it's a big enough fire in Burien, they come up and help fix it for sure. I don't think it does on all of them, but yeah, some of them do. I don't think the one that's down in Boulevard Park does, because the one in Boulevard Park is kind of far from Normandy Park. But now that you bring it up, I will have to maybe take a look-see just to be double sure, just to be sure. But I don't think the one north in Boulevard Park, I don't think that one does. But I don't know. We'll find out. I do know that the city of Burien shares their police department with the King County Sheriff, or rather, they contract out to the King County Sheriff for some police services, and then other police services are done by the city. And I still don't really understand how that works. But, because we have, even though we're in the city, you're just as likely to have a county sheriff respond to your call as a Burien Police Department. And Burien Police Department have their own cars and their own everything, and the sheriff has their own cars and everything. But yeah, and yeah, you remember the Airbnb of the first place that you stayed in Burien was run by a guy from Normandy Park. Yeah, Normandy Park is literally just 5 minutes down the road. But it's a lot smaller. It's an older city than Burien. Burien was incorporated into a city in the 1990s, whereas Normandy Park was incorporated in the city as a city in the 1930s. Normandy Park didn't want to become part of Burien when Burien incorporated, even though Burien is 3 or 4 times as large, and it kind of would have made sense for them to incorporate with us, but they are a very exclusive community whose property covenants were developed in the 1930s with a very distinct goal of keeping people of color and poor people out. And even though those neighborhood covenants are now very much illegal, they still abide by that kind of mindset. And Burien is full of a lot of poor people and people of color. So Normandy Park doesn't really want anything to do with that riffraff. And yeah, Andre, you saw way more sheriffs, especially on the way to White Center. White Center is this weird sliver of land between incorporated Burien and incorporated Seattle. But White Center is still county operated. So the Burien cops have no jurisdiction and the Seattle cops have no jurisdiction. Only the sheriffs have jurisdiction in White Center. So that's why you see a lot of sheriff in the White Center area. And Burien's kind of small, so I'm guessing Normandy Park must be really small. Yes, Burien is kind of small, but here's the deal. In Washington, we only have so many big cities. Obviously, Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue, Spokane would be our larger cities. But there's only 20 cities in the state that have over 50,000 people. And Burien actually is one of those cities that has over 50,000. So even though it seems like we're a small town, in the scheme of Washington cities and towns, we're actually in the bigger city. We're not in the large metropolitan area, but we are considered a big city. Once you have over 50,000 people in your city, in the state of Washington, you get different funding. You're eligible for different kinds of funding. And so, yeah, we've got a lot of people, whereas, yeah, Normandy Park, I think, probably has less than 20,000 people in it, whereas we've got more than 50,000. So, yeah, we're way bigger than Normandy Park. Way bigger than Normandy Park. And, let's see here. Many colors in both Burien and White Center. One of the things you loved about Burien. Yes, exactly, yeah. And you went to school with the future fire chief of Wichita Falls, and you also went to school, says Terry in Scotland, with the future commander of a nuclear submarine. There you go. No pressure on that job or anything. So let's see here. I talked about my nuts. What else were we going to talk about today? Oh, I don't have a map, I don't think. Pretty sure I don't have a map, but what I do know, or what I do want to talk about, is something that I'm not supposed to be eating a lot of, but I don't care. Do you guys like salt? I love salt. But here's the real question. Have you guys heard of chicken salt? Do y'all know what chicken salt is? I'll sit here and wait for an answer. Chicken salt. If you're not from Australia, or you're not familiar with Australia, you might not know what it is I'm talking about. But some of us have been world travelers. Pacola T, I'm looking in your direction. So you might know what chicken salt is. So I'm just sitting here. It's chicken salt. That's a new one for me, says Darlene. And indeedly do, Terry in Scotland. We all need a little salt. And everybody gets a little salty now and again. I was salty earlier in the stream. And, but I kind of mellowed out thanks to all y'all. So yeah, chicken salt, right? Okay, so chicken salt, what is it used for? It's used for a lot of things. Chicken salt was developed...
Welcome to Free to Cook.
Chicken salt was developed, in Australia, and it was developed to salt chicken. Hence the name chicken salt. But the Australians have gotten so flippin' obsessed with this stuff that, as you can see on these containers, chippy flavored salt, chicken salt, right? We've got all these things, but on the labels, you notice only one of them has a chicken on it. Everything, and it has a chicken on it, but it's also got French fries. French fries on it. French fries on that label. And then French fries on that label. And then nothing on this label. But look, French fries on this label, right? And so you might get to thinking, well, maybe I can use it on all other things. And you can use it on all other things. In fact, that's what Australians have done. And they love their chicken salt so much that it is now at virtually every single place that serves French fries or serves food. It's on the table like ketchup. It's on the table like salt. It's on the table like pepper. And if you go to Australia and you get French fries, chances are they're gonna salt them with chicken salt, and if they don't, you'll be able to put your own chicken salt on your French fries. And people from the United States who have moved to Australia swear that they cannot live without their chicken salt on their French fries. And chicken salt, for the most part, is very difficult, if not impossible, to find in the United States unless you mail order it in. Andre, I don't think they've got duck salt, goose salt, or turkey salt, but you could probably use chicken salt on your duck, goose, or turkey. But, you guys, if this chicken salt sounds like something you might be interested in, it certainly sounds like something I'm interested in, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm definitely going to. I have the recipe for you. And here is the recipe for the chicken salt. Boop.
Welcome to Free to Cook. In this episode, we're going to be making Australia's best kept secret, chicken salt. Chicken salt is a salt blend used to season fries. It's packed full of flavour and it's an Australian takeaway store staple. First thing you'll need is powdered chicken stock. There's a couple important things to know before you make your choice of stock. It needs to be low in salt, gluten-free because we want rice flour in the salt mix, not wheat flour as it draws less moisture. because we don't want cakey fries. Finally, it needs to be made from real chicken. This is because we really want that chicken flavour. In a bowl, add 6 tablespoons of salt, followed by 3 tablespoons of chicken stock, 3 tablespoons of garlic powder, 3 tablespoons of sweet paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of white pepper, then 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, followed by 1.5 teaspoons of celery seeds. Mix it all together. A quick and easy way to mix it all together is to get a side plate and place it over the top of the bowl. Shake it for a few minutes. This will help evenly combine the salt and spices. And now we have our chicken salt. Fry a batch of chips. That's what we call fries here in Australia. Season with our chicken salt. There you have it, Australia's best kept secret, chicken salt. This salt mix will take your fries to the next level. As all Aussies know, chicken salt is the default when you order your fries. Please give it a go and send me your reactions either in the form of a comment or even better, a video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it, subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and if you have any recipe suggestions, leave them in the comments.
There you have it, rabbits. That's how you make your chicken salt. I have some chicken bouillon, but I don't think it's low sodium. And I have no idea what type of, if it's potato starch or corn starch or wheat flour or whatever the flippin' flirpin' thing is. So I don't know whether or not I'll be able to make my own chicken salt yet, but it is on my list of things to do because I would love to try it. I've been hearing about it for years now because I have several friends who have gone and moved to Australia, and I really do want to try it. And I know it does sound like a good seasoning mix. And I'll tell you what, you guys, seriously, sprinkling a little chicken bouillon onto whatever it is you're cooking really does pack up a punch of flavor. Like whenever I saute cabbage, you better believe I put a little chicken bouillon on there to give it just a little oomph of oomfiness. And vegeta is some kind of vegeta. I don't know how to say it. Vegeta is some kind of anime character, says Shock. Andre says Vegeta chicken broth. The name Vegeta sounds a bit naughty. It does a little bit, yeah. And TSA is having to remind people not to pack ranch dressing in their carry-ons. Exactly. Apparently World Cup fans in the US are going crazy for the dressing. There's a lot of things that they're going crazy for, but yes, exactly. Ranch, they have discovered ranch, and quite honestly, obviously, I have no idea what I'm talking about here, but I would bet $1 that within the next year to 18 months, the UK and other parts of Europe will be able to get ranch dressing. A whole new market has been opened to the concept of ranch dressing. Ranch has taken over the United States, but as we've already known for years upon years now, they don't have ranch dressing in the UK. They don't like that. If you're one of those weirdo freaks who have to have ranch dressing on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, on your pizza, on your salad, on your chicken wings, on your mac and cheese, on your one of those people who eats ranch for everything. If you go to the UK, you're gonna be really bummed because they don't have it there. They just don't. But I'll bet you within the next year to 18 months, they are going to have it there. It's probably not going to be the same as we get here in the United States because the food industries in the UK have way different and more strict processed food laws, but they are going to, within the realm of their food rules, they're going to get their own version of ranch. And Terry's saying we have ranch here. I tripped over a bottle of ranch dressing in the sidewalk the other day. Really? Okay. Because I've heard from plenty folks that they don't have it. Well, okay. Well, if they already have it, then why are all these people buying it? They're going to do a big flippin' advertising campaign for a big push. I'm telling you, in the next 18 months, ranch will take over Europe now, thanks to the World Cup. And they sell vegan chicken salt made in America named Jada Spices. Well, I'm not going to be eating that. I'm not a vegan, and I have no problem eating chicken. And let's see here. The Goya adobo all-purpose seasoning here sounds similar to that with garlic, black pepper, turmeric, oregano, but no chicken bouillon powder like that in Australia. Right, exactly. And We have it in the UK, but most European countries don't. Okay, well then it will be taking over Europe, not the UK, and it will just get bigger than it already is in the UK. And exactly, Hidden Valley Ranch packets will be flying off the shelves precisely. They've got American PX in the UK and American stores here to problem have it. Wait, what? They have American PX? I don't know what PX is in the UK. I don't know what American PX is. So I don't know what you mean by those words. Post exchange. Okay. What is a post exchange? I guess then now that I know what PX is, sort of. I still don't know what PX is. What is a post exchange? I'm feeling remarkably ignorant right now. And I can tell you right now that this is not stroke brain frog. This is not stroke brain frog. Exactly. This is something I truly don't know. Didn't know before the stroke, don't know after the stroke, still don't know. And so American military stores overseas are PX or BX. Oh, okay, they are BX or base exchange. Oh, well, yeah, but you can't go to those. Okay, okay. No, yeah, well, Andre, yeah, I'd heard of, well, first off, I'd heard of the PX, but I also know that it's only on base, and it's only available to people in the military who have access to that. So I didn't really think you were talking about those stores, because I thought you were talking about stores that British citizens could go to. Random, regular, not ones that are on an American base. And so, yeah, so I was confused. And your grandkids love ranch. It gets them to eat more veggies, and they're really gotten used to the veggies, so they're pretty good veggie eaters. Nice. NEX, yeah, I don't... Oh, is the NEX the Navy exchange? Yeah, see, and also, yes, I did grow up in a military town, but my dad was a contractor for the military, not in the military. I had no access to anything on the bases, unless I went with my aunt or uncle who was in the Navy. They all had the right stickers and badges to get on the base, but our family never went there. And so I thought you were talking about just like stores, they're American stores in Britain, not on base, because on base is, especially, it's basically supposed to be America. Right, the shop on the base, right? Yeah, but the like the commissary, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. PX for Army, BX for BX. Never heard of BX. And NEX for Navy and Marines. Got it. You can get a military people off bases to get it for you, and they got American stores which sell American stuff, usually the worst kind of stuff. Got it. Yeah, no, I just didn't know. Yeah, and you can always get the Navy people to get it for you, but my best guess is, or military people, my best guess is not everybody in the UK is super friends with somebody who has access to the military bases. So I thought you were talking about a store that regular old British folk could go to, so I didn't understand what was going on. Yeah, you're talking about the stores on the bases. Yeah, well, those don't count. Those do not count. For so many reasons in my life, those do not count for what we're talking about, because that's just military. That's just military. I knew a guy who bought gallons of booze on base and sold them to pubs in London until the Office of Special Investigations busted him and sent him to South Texas. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's funny going to the American store in Europe. Yeah, see, that's what I thought you were talking about, was the there's an American store and it's called a PX, and I didn't know of that chain, basically. But yeah, it's all Twinkies and marshmallow fluff. I'm kind of surprised though. I mean, but it has to be limited, right? Like, I mean, obviously Twinkies and marshmallow fluff are bad for you, but they still must fall within the guidelines of what's okay to sell as food in the UK, right? You know, like at the American store in the UK, they probably still wouldn't be allowed to sell Mountain Dew because it's got that bromulated vegetable oil in it, and that's like not okay. Well, and the dyes, like there's just a lot of banned ingredients in Mountain Dew, for instance, and so it wouldn't even be legal to sell them, right? You can get peanut butter and jelly. Okay, well I know that in some European countries, getting peanut butter and jelly, even by the mail, American peanut butter and jelly, is kind of hard. There's this one guy, European Reacts, whatever, he's from Portugal, and him trying to get Welch's grape jelly and Jif peanut butter sent to him, he literally had to get permission from the government because it was, again, like whatever was in that stuff, they don't allow in Portugal. And you can't get jelly for the love nor money. Yeah, from what I've seen from UK people trying a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for the first time, they don't have, what we have is jelly, they don't have. They have jam, they have preserves, they have marmalade, but what we have is jelly, they don't have. And what they call jelly, we call Jello. So a lot of ignorant, poor little soul peanut butter and jelly guys in the UK, when they hear the words peanut butter and jelly, they actually think peanut butter and Jello, like, strawberry Jello on your sandwich. I've even seen people like in England making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with Jello, and they're like, this isn't really very good. I don't see why that. It's so sad and so funny that it's like, oh, you poor, you don't, oh, you don't know how to do anything. And right, yeah, exactly. Okay, there you go. Mountain Dew is available in the UK, but it's not the exact same drink you get in the States. Right, exactly. It has to comply with their rules, so it's not like they're getting the American version of. So I wonder, like, if in the American stores they're really getting the American version of what they're selling. If that makes sense. Let's see here. You can easily buy jars that feature peanut butter and grape jelly swirled together, Smucker's Goober Grape. You can often find this classic American brand at Costco UK, or order it online via the US food store. M&S B&J spread, assuming that's Marks and Spencer's. If you prefer local options, Marks and Spencer's make a combined peanut butter and jelly spread blended with seedless raspberry jam. I would be much more inclined to have the seedless raspberry jam Marks and Sparks version, but gall dang it, I don't like it when they're swirled together because I want to control my jelly to peanut butter ratios. Sometimes I just want a little bit of jelly and a whole bunch of peanut butter. Sometimes I just want a little bit of peanut butter and a whole bunch of jelly. Sometimes I want equal amounts. I want to be able to control my destiny, my ratios. And what, Terry? We have Reese's peanut butter cups here now? Terry, that implies that there was a time when you didn't. Are you telling me that Reese's peanut butter cups are a new thing to the UK? Well, that just makes me sad. Because Reese's peanut butter cups is not the best candy bar that America has to offer, but easily in the top 5 best candy bars that America has to offer. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to candy bars, the UK has better candy than the USA, chocolate-wise. But one of our best wasn't even available? Oh, that makes me sad. And let's see, if you want to assemble your own PB&J using classic US products, you can easily buy the separate components. Major supermarkets like Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Asda frequently stock American peanut butter brands like Jif in their designated American aisles. Online food grocer sites like American Food Mart and King's Candy specializes in shipping authentic U.S. peanut butters and grape jellies right to your door. Right, there you go. And let's see here. This morning I scraped the last bit of my special peanut butter, a tiny jar of macadamia peanut butter from the North Shore. Well, Piccola, I'm sure it was expensive and the drive is long, but can you go to the North Shore and get more? I mean, that'd be basically a day trip for peanut butter, but whatever. And, let's see here. They got an American Isle in the UTA stores. Yeah, no, I knew that a lot of stores had the American Isles, but from what I've seen on my YouTube videos, it's usually Skippy peanut butter that they have instead of Jif. At least that's what they seem to be using in my UK people try peanut butter sandwiches. And let's see here, Piccola, that's the great nut butter. Rick and I bought some from the farm on the North Shore, and it was delish, says Darlene. Nice. Yes. And Andre, Mars bar was invented in Tacoma, but what they call a Mars bar isn't the same thing that we call a Mars bar. What the UK calls a Mars bar is more like a Milky Way for us. Now, I don't know where Milky Way was invented. It could have also been invented in Tacoma. But I do know that what we call Mars bars is not the same thing as what they call Mars bars. Which confuses me. Because why? I mean, why? I just don't get it. But there you have it. All right, well, we've got a 2-minute warning, and it's already past that 2-minute warning. And Terry is bragging about something that, frankly, I didn't really want to think about, even though it's so easy to think about it when you say a Mars bar. The UK has battered, deep-fried Mars bars. Yes, they do. Although, Terry, we do have them here in the United States now. Thanks to you guys. I'm not saying that we invented them, but our fairs do have them now. And I think it was thanks to the deep batter fried Mars bar inspiration. We also have battered and deep fried Twinkies, battered and deep fried butter, battered and deep fried butter. Yes, that's what I said. Battered and deep fried Coca-Cola, battered and deep fried Oreos, battered and deep fried. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah. The Mars bar, battered and deep fried, has created a whole new marketplace of, well, what else can we dip and batter and deep fry? And I'm both happy and disappointed in humanity for achieving that pinnacle of food technology. Yes. Battered and deep fried cocaine. I don't think anyone's tried that yet. And if they have, they're not selling it on the fairway at the county fair. And okay, the Milky Way candy bar was invented in Minnesota. All right, so Tacoma cannot take credit for that. But the Snickers bar we can take credit for. And by the way, the Snickers bar named after a horse. Alrighty, so now that we've discussed all of, hey, if you fried cocaine, it would be crack, right? It would be, or if nothing else, it'd be crackling. It'd be crackle. That's what it is. And let's see here. We'll see. Piccola bought him a bag of sweet cherries for Father's Day. Those are one of his favorite fruits. Yummy, yummy. And, oh, right, maybe Rick Foot will have a comforting PB&J sandwich waiting for you at the home after the MRI. There you have it. Yes, that sounds good. Now I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I want a deep fried candy bar. Closest I have, though, is my bag of fruits. My bag of fruits and nuts. All right, so thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys for subbing, resubbing, gift subbing. Thank you guys for the, excuse me. I had to do a little silent burp there, but I guess I should have told you that. I thank you so much for hanging out and for the for all of the advice about my super frustrating kitchen situation. It makes me a little bit less frustrated, or it makes me equally frustrated, but for a very different reason. And so I will put that frustrated energy into getting a new hot water heater. All right, so We will see each other on Wednesday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, and I'll probably tell you more about the hot water heater saga. Because my kitchen sagas, they're never just a one episode, one stream thing. If you were here for the dishwasher saga, you know what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Father's Day for those who celebrate, or for those who have those little kitties, be them babies or animal kitties. Happy Father's Day, and Andre, don't even wish me that, but I would not be surprised if there's a rat in the flippin' water heater, actually. Color me not surprised. All right, you guys, have a good one.